SpaceX's historic encore, astronauts arrive at space station, CTV News. SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule arrives at International Space Station, Global News. SpaceX launch still cool but not as impressive as NRL's Apollo-like restart, Sky News Australia. Flat Earthers mocked after SpaceX launch proves that the world is round, Indy 100. SpaceX begins voyage, Elon Musk's SpaceX ship blasts off with 2 American astronauts on board, India Today. 2 different asteroids visited by spacecraft may have once been part of one larger asteroid, CNN. NASA Administrator, Senator Cruz, Representative Babin to discuss Crew Dragon test, NASA. Astronauts on their way to ISS, WKMG News 6 Click Orlando. SpaceX Falcon 9 makes historic spaceflight, Sky News. SpaceX rocket lifts off from U.S. in history-making flight, CTV News.